I'm going to be real honest with you. If I had to say the thing that I am least proud of about myself, it's probably that I don't always do what I say I'm going to do. And it's not like I'm intentionally doing this, it just happens. I promised to send the email first thing Monday morning, but then we get into the week, distractions pile up, I send it Thursday. I promise someone that I'm going to pray for them, and I mean that, but then I go home, I forget, I don't end up praying. I promise someone that will always be close because they're that meaningful to me, and then we just drift apart. I think if we're all honest, we do this from time to time, all of us. Our culture even instills this in us from a young age. You remember the pinky promise? The pinky promise was like the king of all promises. It had so much weight. But there was a trick to get out of the pinky promise. All you had to do was say that your fingers were crossed. So you could say something and then change your mind and say, oh, sorry, my fingers were crossed. As an adult, I've continued to wrestle with this because I want my words to have value. I want my promises to be reliable. Not only that, my own inability to keep my word has created a mistrust of other people. I'm always a little bit skeptical of people, wondering if they truly mean what they're saying to me. Not only that, this has also crept into my relationship with God from time to time. Can I really trust what God is saying? That it's true? Can I really trust his promises? You ever felt that way? Interestingly, the Bible actually speaks directly to these kinds of questions. Check out what it says in the book of Numbers. It says, God is not man, so he does not lie. He is not human, so he does not change his mind. Has he ever spoken and failed to act? Has he ever promised and not carried it through? See, we fail to keep our word. We lie from time to time because we're human. We're imperfect. But God is not like us. God is perfect. And because of that, we can truly trust that what he says he will do, he will do. And that who he says he is, that's who he is. We can trust that he loves us, that he's for us, that he works all things for the good of those who love him, that he sent his son on the cross to die for us so that we could be in relationship with him. And if I really look over my life, I see those promises come through time and time again. Circumstance after circumstance, I see God working all things for good, even if the outcome is different than anything I would have wanted or expected. And I'd bet that if you looked over your life, you'd see the same thing. But if for some reason you can't see it in your own life, the Bible is full of story after story, generation after generation of God fulfilling his promises to his people. So let's look for that today. Let's look for God's faithfulness and celebrate it. Let's let that be our hope moving forward because we can trust who God says he is and what he says he'll do. Would you pray with me? God, thank you that you're not like us, that you keep your promises, and so we can trust everything that you say. Amen.